Right now, I'm walking away from the business district in Tunisia with a man named Khaled. He said he works nights at my hotel, and he said that there were better places to meet Libyans than the embassy. He said the Libyans at the old Medina were friendly, and they would be good for my story. I hadn't eaten yet, as I intended to go get content from outside the Libyan embassy, and I thought it was going to be a quick trip. So we kept walking. As we turned several corners, he talked to me about the market, but I was just trying to keep in mind which way back the hotel was. We were definitely leaving the comfortable tourist area. Khaled assured me that we had entered the real Tunis. People sold anything at the markets. There were impressive second-hand shops and tiny kiosk stores with cell phones. Men hammered thin silver onto cheap wooden frames. Chicken are roasted on vertical grills outside of the shop doors. Khaled took me to a 1700-year-old mosque where students were learning the Quran and some were doing art in side rooms. This was all very nice and amazing, but I felt like I was being dragged all over and I had long since lost my bearings on where the hotel was. The streets of Old Town were like a maze of interconnected narrow market streets. They were like nothing I'd never seen before, but I still felt that I was rushing and there were still no Libyans to interview as promised. Then we arrived at the perfume shop. He said I looked like I was tired and that we could both take a seat. Khaled told me that the mosquitoes were bad in Benghazi, where I would be heading next week, and that lemon and rose would repel them.
Every city you have one flower. Just lemon and rose, you put three or four drops in glass water, you wash, and you listen the bottle opening when you sleep in the Benghazi. Another you mixed with half liter.
We sat down in the tiny ornate shop and he showed me the different scents. He asked me which one I liked, with the shopkeeper hovering close.
Which you like better?
I realized that I was in the middle of a hard sell, and this very well could be a regular part of his tour. Now, I had planned on tipping Khaled, but he made it clear at that point that he also expected pay. But after buying the perfume that I didn't need, I had no US dollars left, and I had forgot to bring dinar with me when I left that morning. It occurred to me then that I was in the middle of a maze of old markets, with no money, no phone, and little ability to communicate with anyone here. He could leave me in the middle of this busy market, which may as well have been 100 miles from my hotel. I was getting nervous. The tour was over, but Khaled wanted to be paid, which was fine, but he insisted that we try to find an ATM and to use my credit card. Each ATM we tried would not accept my card. We tried a couple more, each one taking me deeper into the old markets. I was getting irritated and also a little bit worried. There were no Libyans to interview, and I began to doubt that Khaled even worked for the hotel. The last ATM we tried did not work, and I finally insisted that I give him cash, but at the hotel. As we were walking, I was relieved to recognize the streets from the way we came up. Khaled admitted he no longer worked at the hotel, and reiterated that his wife with diabetes could not work, and that he had to support his 2 young children. At 51, maybe he didn't have children, or maybe he did. I understood that the people here had to make a living, and the Tunisian tourism industry had suffered since their revolution. He said that many Westerners still felt that Tunisia was dangerous, though their revolution was shorter and cleaner than the neighbors of Egypt and Libya and even Syria today. I was even more relieved when I definitely recognized the taller buildings ahead. He stopped near the hotel, and I came back with 40 dinar. He said his family would pray for me. I admit, I would rather have known what was going to happen. I'd rather know that this was a guided tour than just a news tip. But I saw things I never would have seen had the tour guide with questionable ethics hadn't caught me and dragged me through the old town markets of Tunisia.
نحبك ما تنساش لي فما غيرك ضاق بيه الحال عربي مسلم كيف وكيفك عايش في الظل الى متى باش تبقى ساكت تتفرج في الظلم الله اكبر راية الاسلام كيما الفوق الله